This is a James Poe Artistry Consultant Moment. It's a paradox that does have an answer. The problem is, even when you get your answer, there is still a piece of the puzzle or equation that's left to be added to it. What am I talking about? Well, here's a proverbial story, partly mine and partly something that you have heard, and it came from some old scholars and sages. At this point in time, I don't even know what the name would really be of the person who created part of what I'm about to share with you. But let me give you basically the situation. We run into complicated problems at times that may even seem that they're just not meant to be solved. And it can actually leave us in a state of mind where it's like, boy, I don't know what to think. Or my reality is just so, warped by the situation. Is there really an answer at all? Well, with all those thoughts in mind, I just want you to listen to this little proverbial thought, okay? And you will have to put a lot of it together even after I close this podcast. It was said that when persons were going up to heaven, the pearly gates, if you will, in order for it to be decided whether or not they would make it into heaven, okay, or actually go to hell, okay, they would actually have their heart weighed, all right, and then on a scale, and then the other object, the other weight would actually be a feather. Now, notice the situation here. The heart had to weigh less than a feather in order to make it into heaven. Now, think about this. Already, in general, as you know, a heart is always going to weigh more than a feather. That's just period. So, what this, dilemma is in general, when you look at it on the surface, it's almost like, well, who in the world can make it into heaven anyway? Because already we're in the state where our hearts are heavy, are they not? But still, part of this proverbial, story that is told, it is still mentioned that, hey, the ones whose hearts are lighter than the feather, they go into heaven. And then the ones whose hearts are, heavier than the feather, then they end up going to hell. Well, with still those thoughts in mind, sometimes people wonder about rulership, governments, and things of that nature. And they will actually feel at times being under this authority or this type of governmental rule, it's almost like the heart is never lighter than a feather. And so in general, it's like everybody, their views are starting from hell in a sense. You see what I'm saying? And yet, what makes the heart lighter than a feather? What makes a ruling class, a governmental structure, lighter than a feather? When that is found out, then the condition, the rulership, if you will, the administration, if you will, it rises out of hell, at least in everybody's view, and actually has now a heavenly view. I hope this helps someone in the view of enlightenment. Take care.